Welcome to So You Want to Be a Real Estate Agent. Are you evaluating your career in real estate? Feel like you're ready for a fresh start? Or ready to take your career to the next level? This is your podcast. Welcome back to So You Want to Be a Real Estate Agent. I'm your host, Meredith Fogle, and I have a very special edition of the podcast for you today. We are actually podcasting from Dallas. We are here at the Tom Ferry 2025 Success Summit, and man, it has been a fantastic event. This is day 3. We're about to wrap up. We just got to hear Tim Grover speak, and now I have some of my coaching clients, some of the most successful real estate agents in the industry, here to share some of their tips and takeaways from the event. So first up, I have Naomi Richardson. Naomi, introduce yourself. Tell our audience, if you would, your market, give us your goal for 2025, and then give the audience your top takeaway or tip for your success, how you're going to crush your goal for the rest of this year.
Awesome. Well, this has been an amazing event. It's one you cannot afford to miss. My market is North Carolina. My name is Naomi Richardson. I'm in the Raleigh-Durham area, better known as the Triangle. And it's been such an awakening experience. I wasn't going to attend, but Meredith here convinced me that I must. And she was absolutely right.
Yeah.
So the biggest takeaway for me is that you cannot be a secret agent in assumptive closings. So those two things are the catalyst to propel my business. My goal is to close 100 homes, help 100 families by the end of 2025.
100 families. And how close are you to that goal right now?
We're about halfway through.
Halfway through. Okay. So when you said secret agent, tell us what that means and what are you going to do to be the agent that people say, I see you everywhere?
Networking, social media, and go back to the basics. Mailing, texting, phone.
Okay. Love it. Love it. And then you mentioned assumptive close. We just learned this. So I'm interested to know, what did you take away from it? And tell the audience a little bit about what an assumptive close is as you heard it.
So the words that we use matter, and every single conversation has to start and end with the key words that you really want to use. That's really what I got from it. So I wrote down about 18 words, and those 18 words had to be turned into sentences that actually matter to people that you're talking to.
Yeah, your words do matter. It was sort of flipping the script from unintentionally implanting a negative presupposition into someone's mind to choosing words that instead implant a positive assumption into people's minds and help them move forward confidently with you, right?
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. And then start bobbling your head. That really matters, right?
Yes, not
right,
your head.
right.
It's still confidence. Okay, now if somebody wants to work with you, what is your ideal client, Naomi?
My ideal client is someone that is motivated. They have a clear goal in mind, and they want the best marketing the world has to offer.
Yeah, you kill it with the marketing and sellers, right? You mostly list. Naomi is a killer at listing agent. So if you're in her market and you want to list a house, this is the person you need to call.
But if you want to buy, my partners are absolutely phenomenal at it. They are the buyer whisperers. So.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Using the assumptive close with buyers.
Yes.
Love it. All right. Anything you want to add?
In terms of coaching, Meredith here has been an amazing, amazing partner in my business. So I think we've been together for 2 years now, give or take.
Yeah.
And I am really looking forward to implementing everything that Meredith is all about.
Thank you. I cannot wait to get back and put all of these things into action with you. I was just telling Naomi what we were just learning. I wrote your name down next to it. We're going to work on that next.
Assumptive closings.
All right.
Yes,
We're going to get you to that 100. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, sharing with our audience. Thank you. Now I have Felicia Kaminker with us. Now, Felicia is actually on my team. So we get it's an extra coaching time in together. This is Felicia's first Success Summit. And she has come from the property management world and is freshly licensed as of like Wednesday, right? Just a couple of days ago. So we are so excited to have you here. And I'm really excited coming from your perspective to find out what your takeaways are from this event. So first of all, I kind of introduce you a little bit. Tell everybody who you are, what your background is, and then if you will share your market and your top tips that are going to help you crush your goals for this year.
Wow. First of all, mind blown. It's been an amazing time here. My background comes from 10 years in real estate, 2 years as an agent. Then I flowed right into property management in the Seattle market. And it's just a natural flow for me to pick on the real estate and work with buyers and sellers.
Okay, so when you were down there, and a couple of times today we've been asked to write down what our goals are. What came up for you?
My goals are to work hard, focus, and do everything that I can to achieve every achievable dream and beyond, not just for myself, for my clients.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little coaching.
Yes.
All right, so what does that mean? Give me some granular moments that you'll be able to. Let's say let's do this for you. It's New Year's Eve. Okay.
Yes.
You're with your friends and hopefully I'm there too. And you're raising a toast
Yes.
to all of the success that you have had this year since you got licensed. And you're like, wow, I can't even believe if you had told me I was going to do this when I got my license, I would not have believed you. What are you telling me you've done?
I'm telling you that I've become so adapted and so absolutely embraced the professionalism to have as many transactions as possible and feel that success.
Okay. I'm going to have you getting more specific. What are we toasting to? How many transactions?
I'd love to have at least 4 a month. I again, leading up to that, every open house in attendance,
Okay.
every opportunity for networking,
Love it.
every opportunity cold calling, which I love to do. Surprisingly, I'm that gal that loves cold call. Just all of that building on top of each other, much like lasagna they talked about yesterday,
Yeah.
layering it up to where it comes down to that absolutely great meal.
Excellent. Okay. So 4 transactions a month. How many of those are buyers? How many of those are sellers? How many of those are rental transactions?
Okay. So I've got 4 transactions plus property management.
Oh, plus. Okay. I love it. I love
Going
it.
big. So I'd like to do 2 and 2.
Okay.
And then property management, at least adding 2 to 3 properties a month.
Okay, excellent. Those are some great goals. We are definitely going to be raising a toast when you get there. Of all of the takeaways you have had from this event so far, we're not done yet. What would you say, like, your number one thing is that you're like, I'm going to take this back, plug it into my business?
NLP. I just feel like the way that you can, if you believe it, it'll happen and it'll come out through your words and that'll touch the client in a way that's positive.
Neuro-linguistic programming, for those who don't know. So we just learned about that from Matthew Ferry, Tom Ferry's brother, who is a master at NLP and lots of other communication strategies as well. So we've been very fortunate to have learned what we've learned here. And hopefully you guys will get a little bit from what we are sharing with you. Felicia, thank you so much for being here on the podcast today. And we will be right back.
Did you know that 63% of sellers and buyers choose their agent based on local proximity? That's why farming or geofarming is such a proven method for long-term success in real estate. If you've been considering becoming a farmer or a geofarmer in your market, but not sure how to get started, check out Farming for Real Estate Agents. This blueprint will walk you through exactly how to choose a geofarm area, how to figure out by running some calculations whether the farm area that you're selecting can support your goals, and will help you track your return on investment. You'll also hear from locally famous farmers who have already dominated their market shares, so you can R&D their secrets and dominate the area that you choose to geofarm.
Welcome back. So I am here now with Cassie Richardson, and Cassie is here to tell us about what she has learned, her goals. I'm going to let Cassie introduce herself. So Cassie, tell us who you are, where your market is, and a little bit about if you have like an area of specialty within real estate.
So I'm Cassie Richardson. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and my specialty would be geofarming. Yeah.
All right. And tell us about what your goals are, either within geofarming or just like in general. You can do number of transactions, volume, GCI, all of the above for the rest of this year.
Yeah. So for the rest of this year, my main goal is to make 100 more appointments.
Okay. I like this goal.
By the end of the year. So how that would translate, I would hope it would translate into 8 to 10 more listings.
Heck yeah. It's going to translate into a lot more than 8 to 10 more listings if you have 100 appointments. That's fabulous. What will your go-to strategy or strategies be for making that happen?
Email marketing and specifically inside my farm, door knocking and providing value.
Love it. Okay. And so Cassie has just done a big event, which is one of the things I wanted to kind of share. Tell the audience a little bit about what the event was, what inspired it, and what the outcome was. Because this is one of the things, although, yes, email marketing, door knocking, all of those things we need to do. I'm a big proponent. And if you've listened to the podcast for a while, you know that I'm all about layering your marketing and also being personally involved and present in your community. It makes such a huge difference because I do think you can send out 8 million postcards. You can run 10 million ads. You can door knock. I mean, if you're talking to people, it's different, but you can door knock and hang things on people's doors. You can have your signs around. But if people don't have what I call significant exposure to you, meaning they get to know you, and when they know you, they get to like you, and when they like you, they get to trust you, which is what leads to relationships that become real estate transactions. I personally think doing that at scale through a community event is critically important. It's like that icing, the cheese on top of the lasagna, right? That makes it delicious and turns it into a meal that people actually want. So tell the audience about your event.
So I did what we called a dumpster day, where I contacted, my favorite dumpster guy, and he provided us with 2 large dumpsters in the neighborhood. I had a whole strategy that Meredith helped me with to, how to get people invited, how to get them involved, how to set up the sign-up sheet, and of course, gather their information if I didn't have it already. This is an established farm that I'm in, so I have a lot of their information. So it worked. We got a lot of sign-ups, and then all of the logistics for the actual day with, the dumpster roll off and how we helped people unload their cars and get things from their house. And it was just such a great event. There were so many conversations generated. Matter of fact, the specific place where we dumped it, I had to get permission from the HOA. But that member of the HOA, he was actually out of town, and he loaded a bunch of stuff behind his house and was like, can you please, put it in there? And he was very thankful. And then the lady next door, she pointed at me multiple times after our conversation as she was walking away going, make sure to call me, make sure to call me. So yes. And of course I've called her, and she's in the pipeline.
That's fantastic. So a couple of things I want to point out quickly. One is that HOA contact, that's what we call like an ambassador for your business. So it's kind of great that he asked you to do him a favor because now he owes you a favor as well. And he also got a good amount of communication with you and got to know who you are and knows that you're a supporter of the community. So when somebody calls that person or walks into the clubhouse or whatever and is asking for a real estate recommendation, you're going to be the person that he thinks of. The other thing is you help people. So I think this is another piece that I want to point out is, of course, helping, being of service is going to enact what I call the law of reciprocity that makes good things come back to you. But also when you were helping people move things from their houses or out of their cars or whatever, you were in conversation with them. Yeah. This is not a situation where she came and stuck her sign or a magnet on the dumpster and then just walked away or hung back and did nothing. You were in action with people as they were partaking of the event, which again, got them to know you and like you. Now, did you say when people came, hey, think of me when you're ready to buy or sell your next house?
I did not.
Good. I'm glad that was your answer, because that's not what this was about, right? This was about helping people, getting them to understand that you are a pillar of your community and that it's not all about business for you.
Yeah.
You'll get that naturally when you do something like this, but when you're just present in a different way, it gets people to see you as a capable human being. And they know that you're able to do something that's helpful. And when they need help with something bigger, they're going to come back to you. Yeah. So I love that that was your answer. Okay. Now, as a little follow-up bonus here, what have you done with that information since, and how have you stayed in front of those people?
Yeah, so I have put them on my email list, and of course I called them, immediately after, and now they're in my email.
Beautiful. All right. What are you going to do with that email list?
Yeah, so I have a whole thanks to coaching, I have a whole cadence and layout of what that looks like for me, for my clients, and the market that I'm in.
Wonderful. And one thing that we have learned during this event is that email is the most underutilized and by far the most effective marketing strategy on the planet. Because guess what? People look at their email first every day. They are in their emails. What did Jimmy Mackey tell us? 15 to 20 times a day, I think. Crazy amounts of time spent in email. So you get more mind share when you're in people's inboxes than in any other potential marketing venue. Do it all, but do the email, because that's where all the gravy is. Cassie, anything else you want to add?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I hope if you're listening, you got good stuff out of this. A good idea. DM us or comment and let us know what event you're going to plan. And Cassie, if people want to contact you to get in touch with you, either for a referral to your market, or if they're in your market or want help buying or selling real estate, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
You can follow me on Instagram. It's cassie.richardson.realtor, or you can email me at cassie@thepursuitrealty.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Cassie. All right, now I have a really special guest to share with you. This is Alyssa Marquez, and Alyssa is a rock star. Wait until you hear what this girl does. She is a brilliant mind. I'm so excited to have you here. She has run a team. She works with investors. She just made the Tom Ferry 30 under 30s list, which we got to do a little champagne toast to your success the other night. As she was in the midst of negotiating another really big deal, which I can't talk about yet, but fingers crossed it's coming together today. So just a wealth of information. And first of all, if you will share, Alyssa, well, first of all, say who you are and where you are, and then we'll go with the rest of it.
So, Alyssa Marquez is my name, and I'm based in San Antonio, Texas, along with Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where I'm still ramping up business over there. But I've been doing real estate for the last 4 years now, and in Tom Ferry coaching for the last 3 years.
Yeah. And so interesting that she's got these two markets going. So we might talk about that for a second, but what has been like the secret for your success to this point in your career so far?
I mean, my secret has been I've been able to build my business on truly what I enjoy doing. And when I first started real estate, I had the mindset of wanting to be that real estate investor, which we all hear about, building a real estate empire, passive income, it's the goal. And so when starting real estate, I was lucky enough to be paired with a mentor in the business who had a lot of experience with working with investors and also being an investor himself. And I started working with investors, learning the ropes, learning through their experience and not putting my money on the line in the beginning. So got to learn the ropes and learn through their experience, as I said. And over the last 4 years, 80 to 90% of my business is specifically investor buyers and sellers.
And you have a system down. And what's really cool is Alyssa has been very innovative in how she's approached scaling her investor business, helping to automate. She has a team in place to help support that business. And it's become this kind of like a machine that just keeps cranking new transactions for you. And the relationships you built with the investors, obviously very, very strong. And I think what you do for them, you spend a good portion of every morning finding new deals, sourcing deals actively for your investor clients, and then like serving them up on a platter to the investors so they can see exactly what makes sense for them. Talk for just a minute about, for somebody who wants to get into like the investor side of the business, what would be like the number one tip that you would give them for like a new agent who's like, this sounds good, I don't know how to start?
Yeah, I think my number one tip would be to find someone who's also doing this. So another agent in your market who is an investor themselves, or, also working with investors. And then from there, just understanding and doing your research on investing and how to run numbers on a property and how to find how to find properties, and also finding, wholesalers in your market, which are people who might not have their license, but this is what they do, is they find investment properties. So as soon as you find someone who's doing it, you can learn from them and then start taking action on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've also come up with some really good strategies for sourcing in the MLS to find potential deals for investors. All kinds of cool, effective tips that you put into place for yourself. So you said that you're now kind of I don't want to say splitting, but you are focusing in two markets. So you've got this interesting trajectory happening where you have an established business where you've come from, and now you are establishing a business where in a second market. So what's been the biggest challenge for you, and what's been the key for getting that second market off the ground?
I think the biggest challenge definitely is the different price points. In Texas, I'm working average price points under 300 for investors who are coming in from out of state, out of the country, loving Texas because it's much cheaper. And with the Florida market on the East Coast, the price point's much higher, not so much opportunity, and it's just different. So that's what I'm trying to manage, is finding the niche that's going to work over there for me. And I think I'm pretty close to understanding what trajectory I want to take for that market too.
Awesome. Good. Okay. And tell the audience what your goal is for yourself for the rest of this year, either number of transactions or volume or GCI or all of the above.
So number of transactions, I'm trying to hit 50, and right now I'm at about 29. So I don't have a doubt that I'll hit that. As far as volume, trying to hit 20 million, and right now I'm about close to 13. So I also believe I'll hit that. But aside from that, it's really just nailing down my systems and my SOPs, which throughout this conference, I've already been building that in different AI tools, and I'm ready to just build this whole flywheel.
Hey,
like you have, but with investors that work for my business.
Awesome. Okay, so let me take you on the AI track for 1 second, because I know the person listening is probably thinking to themselves, this sounds amazing and I want to be her. What AI tool would you suggest for somebody who wants to either get into the investor business or wants to build SOPs and procedures like you just talked about?
I mean, right now I'm specifically ChatGPT is housing a lot of what I'm doing and creating different folders for what I'm building. But I think over the last few days, there's been some different sponsors here that I've been looking at. Specifically Clodo. I don't know if you saw their little pop-up.
I saw them. I didn't stop by it. Tell me about that.
Talk to you about that a little more after. But a lot of ideas I had, they've already built out. And so that's going to be exciting for me to try to see what it can do that I'm missing.
Excellent. Okay. So really harnessing the power of the efficiencies and automations that AI can bring. If you haven't started using AI yet, jump in, even if it's a large language model to start like ChatGPT, and then explore from there. I'll give a little plug to Jason Pantana's AI Marketing Academy. You can check that out. It is incredible. It's great foundational knowledge and some really advanced techniques that you can use to plug into your business as well. Okay, so what I love about you, so many things, but one of the things I think that keeps you as successful as you are is what you just heard her say. I have no doubt that I'm going to hit those goals. You're going to absolutely crush those goals. You'll probably blow them out of the water knowing you. And that confidence that you bring is part of the secret sauce, I think, to your success. Mm-hmm. How do you come by that? I know people are out there probably watching and listening and being like, yeah, I'm new, or I just need to like hit that next level. And maybe they don't have that inherent belief in themselves. What would you say to them?
I think for me, it's always been like giving yourself that positive reinforcement and telling yourself like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because if you don't do it, what's the worst that's going to happen? Yeah. You're just like, oh, I didn't get there. But you're telling yourself this. And I just started the book, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Finally, I feel like I'm so late to this book, but
love
I
it.
just started it. And so the first like 20, 30 pages, it's talking about your mindset and like telling yourself this and believing that you can do something. And I feel like, oh, well, I do that right now. So having that is just, I think, the most important thing, and just believing yourself that you're going to accomplish what you say you are.
100%. Once you know that fully, you will get there. Oh my gosh, what a great way to end this podcast. Thank you, Alyssa, for being here. Thank you for sharing. For anybody who wants to contact you, I have a feeling some people listening might want to hit you up to ask for some ideas or some inspiration. And if you are a buyer, seller, investor in the markets that you're working in, how should somebody get in contact with you?
It's just my first name and last name on Instagram, Alyssa.Marquez.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much again. Congrats on all your success. Thank you for listening. We are so grateful to have you with us. Feel free to reach out with questions if you want contact information for anybody who's been on the show today. We are wishing you every success for the rest of 2025. This has been So You Want to Be a Real Estate Agent. See you next time.